buy the ugliest home on the block. But
Yeah,
you gotta have
don't
the
buy the
money to
nicest
do
house,
it.
right? If you buy the
No, it's
nicest house,
true
you're gonna get
though. I bought
screwed.
the ugliest house. Do you remember what this house used to look like, Peter?
I didn't see it, no.
Dude, I
I have a bad
almost
memory.
threatened the realtor. Or I threatened the realtor if he didn't come clean this house. Like he's gonna get I'm gonna report him to the DRE because man, this was disgusting how they left the house. The
Oh
previous
my
owner.
gosh, really?
It was like cat feces everywhere, and they like purposely stepped on it or something to get it into the floors. Like you couldn't even get it out. I had to rip
That's
the
so
floors out.
gross.
It was
That's
so
so
bad.
gross.
But it didn't show like that when I bought the house, Peter.
Well, prices are coming kind of back down to that level, like in certain areas, not just like in Texas and Florida, but the major 20 cities, like prices are starting to come down, right?
Okay, you got me. You're like, I was like, that's like fake news in Orange County, but like if the rest of the country, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I've been seeing that. So
hmm not like what we've been talking about is like Florida and Texas. We've been picking on them a lot, right? But now things are showing up in other states as well, other counties, even in California.
yeah, definitely. Like the Sun Belt, like not just the Sun Belt on the East Coast, but like Arizona, Texas, or not. Well, we've been beating Texas up, but like California, New Mexico, like the Southwest is now seeing it, even going up to Oregon and Washington too. So yeah, no, it's pretty much everywhere except like New York and the Upper Midwest. Like there's just not enough homes out there.
Let's look at Zillow and just like shop around, right? Um,
Where are you
some
shopping? That's
price cuts.
expensive. Phoenix is that expensive?
Yeah, this is Phoenix, Arizona. I'm just literally typing it in. First thing that
What
comes out
filters do you have? Why is it so high? Like the people I've been helping in Arizona aren't buying those.
for sale, what price? I don't have a list min or
Oh
max.
wow.
Any
Zillow
I
is just like steering you into very expensive homes or what?
I could take out lots, apartments manufactured. I could keep these four and then take out
Yeah, get rid of
auctions.
the
Should I keep in
auction.
auctions? I don't know. Huh?
No, get rid of those. Those are like artificial pricing.
Yeah. Owner posted? I don't think
No,
that's
let's just look at agent listed and new construction.
okay. Coming soon?
Sure, leave it. Let's keep it real. Like all the owner listed could be fake pricing. It could be not fake pricing, but like not accurate pricing to the market. Same goes for like auction. Like there's like a home in Orange right now that's an auction listed property for like $1 million, but the neighboring homes are like $4 million. So it just doesn't make sense.
Okay. So I don't know why they're giving me these homes, but
Well, you have a sort of
like
highest or homes for you. Sorry
I
to
just
cut
put
you back.
homes for me, and what we're looking for is price reductions. Like, okay, let's this one right here.
AI is coming
Uh,
for you, Peter. It's filtering homes based on your 17 saved home history, probably. Are these the
probably,
types of homes you're looking for? 4 bedroom, 2 bath? I think it
yeah.
knows. AI is coming for you. There goes your real estate agent's job.
So what is this? Explore offers. How do I shop for a home, Jason? What am I
I mean,
supposed
I
to be
don't
looking
know.
for?
What do you like? That's the most important. I look at homes every day and I text my wife, Holmes, what do you think of this one? We're not buying one right now, but it's always something we're always talking about. Like
hmm
we just like, oh, this one looks like the type of home you've always wanted, you know?
So this house was originally listed for 770, and they
Yeah.
knocked it down to about 750.
So it's 770. So I did a 20K price cut
Yeah,
in less
20K
than a
price
month.
cut.
That's like a 3% reduction, 4% reduction in price.
Yep, 2.5. So, I mean,
Nice looking house. Needs a bit of work.
let's look at another one. This one is a little
What is that?
similar.
It's like a jail, like the townhome.
$4,000 price cut.
Dang,
It's
that's a
not,
nice interior though.
I really like these type of houses. My wife hates this.
I agree with her. It's kind of ugly.
I love it. I love these like modern
Beauty
homes,
is in the
dude.
eye of the beholder. Oh my God.
Dude, this is so cool.
That's
No, you don't like this?
well, I mean, if you want to live in like Orange County jail, why not?
I love it. I love
It looks like
jail.
the LA, like the 101 or 110 freeway. Like you drive up to LA and you have that big jail with tiny windows. It's like that.
With the tiny windows, yeah. I was like, why are the windows this big?
Oh, it's because they don't want you to escape. Like if that house catches
Yeah.
on fire, you're not coming out of those windows.
It's Arizona. They have everything fireproof, right? This is what is this? It's like a 1% price cut on a $200,000 home, $270,000 home.
Yeah, that's a perfect home. That's 270. If as long as it's in a good school district, I could deal with
Four,
ugly. Like you can make
1,400 square
ugly
foot.
pretty.
Look at that pool.
I mean, 1,400 square foot, 4 bedrooms, definitely gonna be smaller for a family of four. But
Geez, it's been on the market for over a year, almost
oh
a
my
year.
God, 357, is that right?
They listed
75,000.
it for
Show more,
three.
show
Yeah,
more, show more.
show
Open that
more.
up. Oh my God. It's
Wow,
been
wow, it
on
sold
the
for
market for
30,000? No
2020.
way. What is this? Is this real?
Yeah, but look at it. It was listed for sale in 2022. This thing's been on the market for like 3 years.
Listed for
But
sale.
it's,
Yeah, it hasn't sold since. Yeah, there you go. So what's the
no, look
actual price
down. Oh,
decrease?
it's sold.
So
Okay, it's sold in
we're
22.
at 272. Is that right? 273.
I bet you if you pull the title report, the owner is like an investor, and they were probably gonna try to do a flip, and the market turned on him, and it got away.
Wow, hey, this is a 23.5% correction. 23.5% from the original
It's not
listing
even
price.
sold yet, so it could be more. I bet you if you looked at the title on this one, it's owned by an LLC, and they were probably trying to do a flip, and then it just got priced down, and now they're just trying to exit it.
Should I look it up?
But if you're a homeowner, this is where bad investors make bad decisions, and you might have a good deal, right? Get that thing
Yeah,
for like 250, fix it up.
dude, he's been paying mortgage on this thing for 2 years. Oh, just like bleeding. Oh my God.
Or if they bought it in cash, they just money is tied up. They're
Yeah, I wonder like because they
huge
update
variance.
these. Yeah, they update these prices like pretty regularly, right? So like let's look at another house. This one's 750. This one's nice, has a
Move-in ready.
decent looking pool. That's pretty.
Price history.
Yeah, let's look at the price
Similar.
history. All right. So
Oh shoot, 827, 850.
okay, it sold in 2019 for 380. They listed it for sale for 850. Oh my God. That's crazy. But they
No, it's
haven't
not
been able
good.
to sell it since September of last year.
Yeah,
So it's coming on like
something's
8, 9 months
something's wrong with
now.
the market. Something's wrong with the market over there. Because like since September, right? He's going on almost a year, 9 months, not sold. $100,000
Yeah.
price cut. Like, why are you even selling it in the first place? Like,
Well, the
what is it?
profit is gigantic because he bought it. Whoever bought this bought it for
Well, you don't know what it
380.
looked like at. He might have bought it 380 and it didn't look like that home. He might have spent like 200,000 fixing it up. I don't know.
That's true. This
You
looks
know,
really nice.
like there's other websites you can go to where they show you like previous listings and previous listing photos, even without being a realtor,
This looks
and you
like a
can actually
flipping
start.
a flip house, huh?
Doesn't look like a flip house. It looks too nice for a flip house.
You
It
think
looks like
someone lived
someone
in it?
actually really enjoyed living in it. And
Mm.
looking
Yeah,
at
it
that
looks lived
plaque
in.
of wall of plaques, the diplomas, this guy
Like
did
doctor,
something
maybe?
right that he's proud of.
He's a YouTuber.
So definitely, yeah, he's a
He's a
YouTube
YouTuber. Those are
University.
fake diplomas.
It's like you're 9 months on the market. You obviously don't understand what's going on, and that's really negative. Like, let's try to spin it positive. So you originally listed it back in September for 850. Now it's down to 750. Still not selling. 9 months later,
Yeah,
where is the floor in Arizona, in
I
Phoenix?
don't
Because that
know.
doesn't look like we're even close to the floor yet, and you're down 20 something 30%, right? And
Yeah, let's.
are people not willing to spend 750,000 on a home there?
I don't think so. I
They
think
think the
I
floor is going to
yeah,
drop out again another 20 30%, so that puts you back at like 600,000, 500,000. But he bought it at
maybe.
380, so he's okay. It's the people that bought it in the last 2 years that are going to be upside down on it.
Let's look at a little bit more expensive house. This is a $1.25 million house. Excuse me, $1.25 million house. Let's
The school's good or
see.
something. Why is it so much more for a less home?
It looks gigantic, dude. Um,
It was sold in June of 24 last year for
looks like a
650, and it's
new build.
listed for, yeah,
Wow,
it
look,
was
in
sold in
20 in
24.
'03 it sold for 350, and in 24 it sold for 650. and they double the price. They want a
Yeah, so
100%
did they
return
fix it up?
almost.
I don't know. It's like it's cool looking at Zillow and all of that, but you don't know the full history behind the home. Like, what's the
That
reason
is
for it being
true.
1.25 million? Aside from that, you have a nice photoshopped photo. You bought $99 panels off of Temu and put them on your wall. Cool.
Hmm.
I mean, what changed to make it 650,000? You bought
Look at
your
this interior though.
Alibaba.
It's very pretty. It's very modern, very pretty.
Mm,
That
yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
It's a
so
very
that's
beautiful
Phoenix.
house.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of things, a lot of homes on the market, been there for a while. We're seeing at least, I mean, up to 20% price reductions over the course of 9 months. Let's look at Tampa, Florida. Tampa is a city that a lot of people moved to during the pandemic. Let's get rid of all these like facture. Let's get rid of foreclosures, auctions, owner posted, apply. I'm just gonna take this home, the first one that I see, owned by Stellar MLS. It's a 2,200 square foot home, 3 bed, 4 bath
Into 750,000
in Tampa, Florida. And let's look at the price history. So,
originally for rent, right?
yeah. So it's a rental and they're trying
So
to sell it.
they couldn't rent it, and now they're trying to unload it.
Oh,
Because look at it, they were
literally
trying to
just
rent it for $4,200, right, a month, a $750,000 home. Look at the mortgage right above it. I mean, not the scroll up on it.
the
It
rent.
says Zestimate says 5,200 rent. They couldn't even rent it at $4,200 last August, right? That's
Yeah.
crazy. And originally it was 3,900. So rents have already cooled in Florida. Scroll up.
Well, the rents are going up though, because it was listed for in July for
Yeah, and
39
it's
and
not
it
rented, and
bumped
now he's
up,
trying to
bumped
sell the
up,
home.
bumped up.
Like they're trying
And
to
now they're trying
there
to
was a
sell it.
period of people renting, just the rents were just constantly going up, but it's not supported anymore because there's a huge mass exodus according to Reventure and other news. And people are going back to places like New York where they came from, right? Um, People are departing the state of Florida from what I'm hearing or what I'm reading.
Yeah. Well, this is
So,
interesting.
so
Let's look at
rents
a
are coming
different
down.
one.
It's
Uh-huh.
not being rented, and the prices, and now they're listed for sale. But a
Let's look at
mortgage on
this.
$750,000 as a first-time home buyer is way more than that rent of $4,200.
Hmm.
Let's look at it.
Let's look at
Estimated
this.
mortgage payment, 755,000. What's the criteria that you have set to give you 5,200 a month? Let's scroll down. What are your
5,000.
filters for taxes, principal and interest? Open your principal and interest payment. What's your down? You have it at 20% down. Let's do 5% down for most people, right? That work to save, and you're at you're 6,500 a month according to this estimator, right? If the tax and insurance estimates are right, you're 6,500 bucks. And what was the rent again on this up there? He couldn't even rent it out for
38.
3,800.
So he
That's
was gonna.
not right.
Oh,
So that's why people are
wow.
trying to unload it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this is not just, I'm not, this is not 100% accurate, right, in terms of numbers, but like, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that a 60 what $400 mortgage payment to collect 3,800 in rent doesn't work, you
No,
know.
but he bought it. Whoever bought this bought it at 335,
They
336.
did, but
So
it
the
doesn't mean he's
mortgage.
at 335 mortgage either. He could have done a cash out refi to quote
Mm,
unquote reinvest debt, consolidate consumer debt, whatever else it could be. I bet you if we looked it up, it's one of two directions. It'll be either a very low mortgage with 2020 refi, or there's going to have been a cash out in 22, 23, and for whatever the circumstances are, right? If you're this homeowner, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to generalize you, but it's just from what I'm seeing, like pattern, like just normal consumer behavior, right? It looks like he knows no one's gonna buy it. I mean, no one can rent it at 39. So you're not. It's like Orange County, right? You look in like Irvine, you have like a $4 million house renting for like 10 grand or 12 grand. That's not the mortgage on that thing, you know? You
yeah,
have a
I'll check Irvine.
I mean,
Irvine.
that's not the rent you get. The rent versus mortgage is very different. Rent in Irvine's insane right now. It's like you can't keep homes on. You can't. It just keeps selling.
For Irvine rents, let's look at this.
Look up, take out the filter of apartments because that's Irvine company. But like say regular houses, just not even townhomes, just houses, right? Because most people rent houses out there, right? Look at that, 8,000 a month for whatever the house is, 2,500 square foot.
2,500 square foot, $8,000 a month.
Yeah. So
Wow,
like,
who
look
could
at that.
afford this?
But no, but you try to, but if you look that house up, right? So it's a fixed up home, right? So it's cheaper for a lot of people. We have a family, we have a friend that is renting a house that's going to be renting a house in LA for like 8, 9 grand, and the mortgage payment if you bought it was 16,000. So it was cheaper
Looks
to
like they
rent.
were trying to sell it in 18
Yeah, but and then look at that.
and
If
it's
you just
listed for rent now.
but look at it, right? It's listed for 8,000 in rent, right? That
Huh.
house right now is probably like $2.5 million. You know, and what's a payment on a $2.5 million, right?
Well,
With
we could check the can we check the tax history? Not on
Look
this one.
at just hit that zip code 92603. Just open another tab, go to Irvine, California, and look at sold homes, right? And I know a lot of other mortgage professionals or YouTubers that are in this don't want to use Zillow or Redfin because of the associated mortgage companies behind them. But regardless, it's a really easy search tool.
So this
Look, do you
home,
hit the zip code? Hit this
yeah,
92602 zip code.
92603 at 2,500 square
Yeah,
foot.
you got to change it to for sale 92603.
I
The
did.
homes only, right? None of that multifamily lots manufacturing. Remove it. That 2,500 square foot home, right? It's $3 million home. It's a $3 million home. What would the mortgage payment be? Let's just do that one on top right. No, it's
This one?
not.
This is a
No, the
smaller
one below
house
it. Below it.
right here.
2,300 square foot. It's pretty comparable.
Uh-huh.
So look at the
It's a
mortgage
three.
on this puppy. 18
Wow,
grand,
18
bro.
grand.
18 grand. It's cheaper to rent.
Yeah.
Because like this is with 5% down. So scroll down and say you even did
Oh God, look
say
at that
you
graph.
upsize home several times, right? So where's the monthly payment? Open the principal and interest. You didn't do that's 25% down. Say let's do 50% down because you're big ballin' millionaire, right? Top 1%er.
50?
50%.
50%.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's still cheaper for you to rent that.
Yeah, yeah, that's insane. And you're putting
But
down
that's the unique
$1.4
part of
million.
Irvine though. It's still gonna sell. It's either you
Wow,
have two sets of people that buy these types of homes in Irvine. It's like you've upgraded and you're moving from one neighborhood in Irvine to another, and you're
dude.
carrying a whole lot of this equity from that previous purchase, right? From 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And then you're putting like 80% down and you have like a normal $600,000 mortgage, or you have full cash and you're just paying for it in cash because you've done really well with your crypto investment.
A lot of capital gains tax.
No, I've had people asking for help and they're like, I have like 15 million in crypto, should I buy this house in Irvine for $5 million?
Wonder if they can get a loan against their crypto holdings, put it into a trust, and
Why
then
would you?
like,
I would just sell some of your crypto and just realize those gains and just put them into a house that'll appreciate, and you don't have to deal with all the uncertainty with crypto. Now you got a piece of real property that'll appreciate apparently, right? Because look at the appreciation from 2020, 1.2 million to what? 2.8?
almost
How
three. It's
insane
yeah,
is that?
2.8.
How insane is that? That was a $1.2 million house in 2020,
Uh-huh.
and now it's three. And
Yeah.
there's just it's just equity trade. It's just flipping. It's trading equity from one section of Irvine to the other. That's the crazy part about Irvine real estate. Like, and it's just so much demand still, right? In certain neighborhoods, depending on the area you're in, it's just like almost all the homes are vacant. People are just in there holding it.
Yeah. Let's look at Dallas,
Oh, my favorite. I love
my
Dallas.
second home.
I can't wait. Dallas is in my future. My family just doesn't know it yet.
This is I gotta cut that out.
No, I
Email me.
really do like Dallas though. Like I can't wait to visit it.
Yeah, man. Let's go. This is a 2,700 square foot. What did I say? Yeah,
It's a pretty
2,700 square
pricey
foot,
one. What part of
750, which
Dallas
is
is that in?
quite expensive for Dallas. I mean, Dallas
Depends.
has
Like if you're
appreciated a
south of
lot.
Dallas, that's probably very. It depends on the neighborhood in Dallas, right? Because it's spotty.
Hmm
where you
I'm
have
sorry, this is
pockets
the
of really expensive homes and not.
so price history. This is one of those rental
No, the
homes
rent.
too.
Hmm.
It was when was it
Oh, it was
sold?
never really a rent. He was just trying to throw. It was a Hail Mary play. He's been trying to sell this for a while. The 2022
Listed
bought it for
for
seven
sale.
95 or sold for. Well, Texas is you can't see what they actually bought it for, right? So like it was pending
Oh,
sale at
you
five ninety
can't. That's
nine.
why the laws are
Texas
different.
is like it's all the actual sale prices are private. So all you can
Mm,
do is guess where it may have been. It could have been over 595 or 9 or under 599,
under,
but it was listed in 22 for almost 600,000. And then
yeah.
it
Let's
was
just say he
starting to
got the
be listed for
price,
795 too. Wow. Just months
but
later, they relisted it for 795. This looks like a flip then, right?
this a flip. Yeah, it's a flip.
So they
But
put
look, he's
upgrades.
no sale, no sale, no sale.
Yeah.
So he listed it in 22. It's 25 now. It's been three 3 years.
Three, four, five.
Uh,
It's going on a third year. That's nuts.
wait, what is the price cut? 50 divided by 795. It's a 5.5% um reduction in price, but it's not selling. I mean, whoever this is,
Maybe he needs a
lower the
reality check because
price.
there's no buyer that wants to pay 750 for that house. You know, like it depends on. I
Yeah,
think it's always going to be neighborhood dependent. Like if I
right.
move or buy a house, it's 100% always where is this school? Like, is this a school I want my kids to be growing up at? So there's certain pockets and neighborhoods and areas I want to be in. And that's where it's key if you're buying a home. Like as a buyer in this market, like we're not trying to scare you from buying a home. You have to do your due diligence and make sure that the home you're buying is going to be where you need it for your family. Cuz like those are going to determine how quick if you like that home because of that school district and the elementary school, junior high, high school right there in that area, and it's well known for whatever it is, this is where your area expertise is very important. This is where you need to interview your realtor and understand that market because if you have a home in a very good area, your home will always sell. It might not always sell at the highest price, but you're not going to be sitting here 3 years later wondering why your home's not selling, you know? Because like if you make compromises, this is where you don't want to make the wrong compromises. Like I will never compromise on a good school district. Like
I
that's like
think that's a
a
really
must.
important point. Yeah, for people looking, I mean, maybe most people already know this, but schools are like highly correlated with home prices and velocity of home sales.
Yep, absolutely. So like for me, like I do my dream shopping in Texas too, right? So let's help you zoom in. I like the areas where it's like where I think three cities meet. It's like Carrollton,
Oh,
Louisville,
north,
and Hebron or Hebron. I don't know how to pronounce
Hebron,
it.
yeah,
North Dallas, right? So you're like
North
you're
Dallas,
almost
yeah,
there. Like I like because main reason is I'm Korean. I want to be near Korean markets and food and
yeah. Carrollton's where all the Koreans are at, including like Plano. There's a lot of people in Plano and Allen,
yeah.
the
But I just
Colony,
like for me, it's like
Louisville.
where do we get our kids' favorite drinks and food? H Mart, right?
Hmm.
So I know there's one in Carrollton. I want to be within 20 minutes of that. So it's like, but I like the newer homes because I just know newer homes have less maintenance requirements because my home was built in 1970s and I have something breaking all the time and it's just like constant upgrades. I don't want to deal with it,
Yeah,
right? So if
yeah.
I'm going to live in this home for the next 30 years, I want something newer. I don't need the newest, right? I want a good
Hmm.
deal, good school, near stuff that my kids and I like, you know?
Yeah.
That's you have to understand where you as a home buyer, what your needs are, right? Because once you figure that out, is this budget, is this house going to make sense for you? And and in a position now like we just look at all that red. You have so many homes to choose from, right? So is this now it's 100% a buyer's market. It's the sellers you're going to run into two parts of it. You're going to run into a seller that's beat up because he's listed his house for 3 years, or a seller is going to know his area is going to sell real quick because every time a home pops up down the street, it's gone in 3 days. You're going to have areas like that even in Texas, right? So like for me, it's like I'm pretty sure North Carrollton, Hebron, Louisville, every home I've liked in that area over the last like 5 years, it's like gone. Like it's like it doesn't take a whole lot time for it to disappear, you know?
Yeah, it could be also the prices are maybe not as like aggressively appreciated or aggressively set compared to like what's it called, Tampa that we just saw. Let's look at this house real quick. This is a 2,300 square foot house built in
22. It's a brand new
2022.
home.
Yeah, it's pretty new. I'm not gonna look at the inside, right? But look at the price history. Let's see here. Listed for sale originally at 740
Been for sale
in
since
2022. They've
2022.
been sitting on
Are the
that
builders
market for a
selling it
long
still?
time, and they
Is that a
haven't really done
builder home
anything.
that just been
5%.
sitting for 3 years? What's going on? Scroll back up. I'm curious. It hasn't. It starts at 2022. This might just be a builder listing, Peter. So it's not a real
Yeah,
home that's for sale. It could be like a spec
I
home that you
see.
just look at.
Okay, let's move down somewhere.
So like here, this is my favorite filter you're missing. Can you add on more filter and then
Mm-hmm.
add private pool? Has a pool. Scroll down. You got you only yeah. Scroll down. Has a pool. Must have pool. Must have pool. Okay, so just nice little filter, right?
Okay, that's a nice little trick.
So
All right, this one's 2,500 square foot, decently sized home. Wow, look at the windows. That's pretty.
yeah, it's bright
That's
home,
nice.
single family,
Okay,
beautiful
this one
property.
was built in 1985. Not as new. Not as new,
No, but
Jason.
they've done work. They didn't have
They've done
recessed
work,
lighting in
yeah.
1985 like that. I think not in
Yeah,
that
look at
much
this
of a
price
home.
cut. 30K price cut.
So we'll see how many more price cuts there were prior to that.
That's it. It's listed for sale first time in 19. So this is like the first owner. Oh, no, no, second owner.
No, you don't know because some of the data is not. Again, Texas, you don't have all the data available, right? So you don't know what the actual sale
Really?
prices are unless you're a real estate agent and you have MLS access out there. Then you start seeing all the real info, right? But publicly, it's not disclosed. It's a non-disclosure state. But as far as what we can tell, right? If it was 450 in 19 pre-pandemic, literally months before the pandemic,
Right
and now it's
before, yeah.
800, 829. Something's not some. Why are they selling? It's a beautiful property. Maybe they're downsizing. I don't know. Is that a
All over.
$10.3 million house? Am I seeing that correctly? Look at that on the map in the middle top. 10 point, is that 1.3 or 10.3? One above that, down.
Yeah, that's 10.3. You wanna do some
What is a property tax like that on Texas? That's 2.5%. You're telling me that that house has a $250,000 tax bill? He doesn't qualify for SALT.
he's
Oh
here
wait, no,
maxed
he
out. Wow, he has
definitely
a
doesn't. 'Cause
basketball
the income
court.
limit $500,000. Wow.
Yo,
Look
I
at
don't
the
think he cares
garage.
about the salt exemptions. I
Hey,
don't think he
he's got a
cares.
Viper, Ferrari something up there, V12.
It's a new Hummer, the
Nine.
EV.
That looks like a GT2 RS right above the Rolls Royce. That's like a multi-million-dollar garage. Oh my gosh, there's another garage.
The second garage. These are his daily
Wow.
drivers, it looks like.
Yeah, no, but that doesn't even look like a normal doesn't even look like a normal Geowagon. It looks like a 6x6. That's probably, if that's a 6x6, that's $800,000.
Yeah. Okay, well, so that's a lot. Oh my gosh. It doubled in price, dude. It went
That's
from
what I'm talking
five
about.
and
Like
a
when
half
the rich get
to 10.
the rich get wealthy, right? That's why that's
What
why
is,
that's why when we're looking at Irvine too, it was really unique because like
bro, it was
pre-pandemic.
2.5. It was 2.5 in 2016.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
nuts.
this is
It's
gross.
it didn't sell in 15 or 17 either. So now there's a reason. I don't know the math behind it, but there must be something that those really ultra high net worth people see in real estate that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense for them to do that.
Yeah.
Because why would you have a $10.3 million house surrounded by $1.5 million homes? Like there's something in that area that makes it what the heck? $25 million? That's insane. So if you ever need to buy a home like that, I'd be more than happy to get licensed in the state of Texas. If you're out there, and I will help you make sure you're making the best financial decision.
This is the first time it's being listed. I think what's going on, this is very telling, okay? So these kind of homes, first time being listed, right? So something's happening. They're trying to cash out. They see something humming down the road.
Maybe, but you're also looking in a state where I told you it's a non-disclosure state, so you don't know. Like,
I
like I
don't,
can pull
yeah,
title
that's
on it. I can
true.
tell you if it was previously listed or not. That's more detailed. But we're just
So,
using
okay,
public tools that are available.
this is what normal people are going to use to go shopping for a
But
home.
normal
I
people
mean, we're
aren't
not
going
going
to
to,
use
no,
Zillow to buy a $25 million home either.
obviously. Okay, but here's where Venture app. So the point that we're trying to make with this video, there's going to be a lot of editing after we finish this. But the point we're trying to make with this video is that it's not just Texas and Florida that have seen price cuts. It's all over the place. And the main thing that you can see where
Wow, look
price
at
cuts
that
are happening
inventory
is
growth.
where inventory is growing, right? So when you
Dude, look
see
at
year over
Orange,
year inventory
California.
growth,
75% inventory growth
yeah. So when you look at what you want to look at is inventory growth because supply
Orange
and
County.
demand. More supply you have, right? The demand is if say demand stays the same, the more supply you have, the prices has to go down. Um, and even more, if demand is lower and supply is higher, you know, price should plummet. And if that's we're seeing stuff like that happening, and these are early signals that prices should be coming back down.
Yeah, look at
In
it.
Los
Look at it.
Angeles
Illinois,
County,
Cook County, Illinois, 5.1% year over year growth or
yeah,
sales inventory growth year over year. That's nuts.
very
That means there's
stable,
just not enough supply at all. And New
right?
York, Queens, New York, there's no homes for sale.
No
Or there
homes.
are
They
homes
can't
for sale,
build
but just
anymore.
not growing. That's nuts.
Hmm.
Kings, New York.
But
Wow.
but look at Orange County. I think this is probably because of new homes being what's it called? New homes on the market plus people selling.
Like pre-owned homes sales, if you could filter it, that's also important to you because you might have a lot of new homes, like you said, that are available that are not, right?
Reventure doesn't give me that option.
I think their new tools said when I remember watching the more recent video, he said they're going to add one where you can filter it out. I think so you can see break the two segments from previously owned homes in the data to new construction homes, so that you can
I see.
see the different view.
That might
He
be
has
nice.
access to it because I know he talked about it. But look at New
Yeah.
York, man. New York, there's
Well,
negative inventory. There's
yeah.
less available this year than it was last year.
Minnesota, interestingly, does not have a
All
lot
the
of.
I'm telling you, dude, Upper Midwest, Michigan too is not bad. Like if you're all under like 40%, there's just not enough homes for sale. It's so look at Virginia, 94%, Fairfax, Virginia. Like all the government jobs, they must be all moving out of state.
Hmm.
That's CIA or FBI, right? Fairfax, Virginia, that area, really close to DC. All the people out there,
I heard they're moving the CIA and FBI headquarters to a different state.
Alabama or something. I think
Yeah.
I don't remember, but all I know. But regardless, if a whole bunch of people got laid off, what are you gonna do with all those homes? There's
Look at
definitely a
this.
home price correction coming with
MD's
100% more
Maryland,
inventory.
right?
Yeah, it's Maryland too. That's all the government jobs. That's like all.
Yeah.
That's like unspoken. Like why is this not in the news? Like how is this ignored?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Montgomery, Maryland. I think that's where there's a huge government contractor hub there.
Good job, Doge. I don't know. That's all like Maryland, DC, Virginia. That's all like right there. They're all within an hour. Yeah, Prince George's County. That's all like government workers, contractors. It's all out there.
Like if you look at Oregon, 19%. It's like starkly different than the other places. Washington. Oh, interesting. How do you pronounce this?
Mm-hmm. Snohomish.
Snohomish. Snohomish. Washington,
Yeah,
70%.
but surprisingly, look at San Francisco. There's no supply change there, but home prices have gone down a bit or stayed steady. I don't know. That's Silicon Valley area, right?
We could look at it. Should I be looking at this one? Let's just pick one randomly. This is a 800,000 square foot. I'm sorry, $800,000 at 2,200 square foot. Yeah, prices are going down from the pandemic peaks.
It was valued at why is it so severely under market? If Zillow says it's 1.2, right? Why is it at 799?
That's
Listed
interesting. Yeah.
yesterday. I bet you go up, it's probably an auction home or something else. Investor
It's just,
special. Look at the first two words. Yeah, I think it's massive work probably. That's why it's under market. But that's
yeah,
interesting
the
too,
lawn is
because you
not,
got an
it's not,
investor
yeah.
fixed required home on MLS in an investor friendly market. This would have gone off market. It would have wholesaled out. Why is this
like
all
really
on MLS?
quickly.
Yeah, it
Wow,
definitely
look at
needs a
this
lot of work.
kitchen. This is a eight hundred
And
dollar
it
eight
doesn't
hundred
look
thousand dollar
bad.
house.
No. So this to me is like there's something on it gives me like, what's the red flag in this market, right? Like this is a pretty clean looking house if it's an investor home, right?
Yeah,
Rehab
a fixer
needed.
upper.
It's a fixer upper, but like typically fixer uppers like this, if it was 3 years ago, this would never have made it on the MLS. That
Yeah, it would have
realtor
been
or the
off market
seller would
too.
have, a wholesaler or investor would have bought that up and fixed
Yeah.
it and sold it for 1.4, you know? So it might not be selling for 1.4. People might say it's going to take more work than that, and I don't want to lose money on it. It's not in their buy box, whatever reason. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
If you start seeing homes like this, it makes me question: am I buying it at a good price, or am I? If I'm buying it at a price, am I gonna? Is there any way I can negotiate slightly better terms on the purchase price or incentive? If it were me and I had the option to buy a not move-in ready home, that house right there for 799 would be a steal. If I was in my owner occupied home, I
If
would
it was in a
I
different
would
city, because I think, if you look at San Francisco, like what the major draw for that area, Palo Alto, was the tech companies. But what's in the news? They're laying off their
exactly.
engineers and
But
replacing
if
them with
you're one of
AI,
those engineers
you
that
know?
still live there and want a home, that's actually not a bad. It might not be a bad time to buy. Like every time I see real estate success stories, it's more so when they were willing to take the risk, and it ends up being massive rewards, right? So you just got to be smart about how you're acquiring the property and home and it fits your need. Because if it's literally the home that's going to be where you put the roof over your family's head, and that has upside of on paper at least at the
Hmm.
pre-pandemic or during pandemic it was 1.4 million. Even now it's 1.2. You have an upside of 400K, right? If
On
by that
paper,
the home
on
doesn't need
paper.
400K worth of repairs, so if you could fix that and live in it, that
Yeah,
is where you're going to build a lot of wealth, and you're going to protect yourself too potentially. But you have to be financially able to renovate that type of property, right,
yeah, and you
with
have
your
to be
family.
you have to have income that supports that lifestyle in that city with that mortgage for an extended period of time, because you don't know when that market is going to boom again, right?
But
I
that's why
think
I'm
that's the
saying,
risk
like,
that you're talking
if
about.
it's not something you're trying to make a flip on, like a real estate investor, that then time is on your side because you're
Right, right,
living in the home. You don't need that. You don't need to realize that equity gain. But it's also the peace of mind knowing you have equity to grow into because you have a good purchase price. So that's why I'm
right.
saying, like, if that home is a investor special, right? It's a
Hmm.
good primary home potential purchase for you to rehab, right? And then you're going to walk into 400,000 in equity over time, possibly more if it appreciates. Because if you get a good deal, that's the most important, and if it fits your family's needs. So if you could buy that house and you could spend 200,000 fixing it, you just bought a 1.2 or 1.4 million dollar house for sale, 30% off,
Hmm.
all in. That's pretty. You
Essentially.
protect yourself quite a bit on the upside or on
Hmm.
the downside.
Right.
So it's literally you just got to understand what you need for your family, and that's going to be key in this market. And if that home and the same thing applies as for investors too. If that doesn't fit your buy box, because your buy box needs to be very targeted now if you're going to be buying a property, because I wouldn't want to be caught holding the bag and see a market come down another 5 to 10, 20%. Like I'm pricing that into my risk. Like if that risk isn't worth it and that return isn't there, I'm not going to get that property. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. So
Yeah, you're
it's
gonna have
like
to price in the downside.
exactly. And the sellers either are going to accept it now or later. It's just a matter of when. So you just need to be diligent about understanding where you need to be financially. And if it's a primary home, like those types of properties and those types of deals are what I would be looking for, especially if I had like not just the minimum down payment, but I could also fix the home up too. That's a little bit of sweat equity. It goes a long way, and that's where you protect yourself from the downside. Like
Yeah, you do a few of those, and then you're on your way to having enough money to, take advantage of that estate tax exemption that we were just talking
100%.
about.
That's you don't get there because you had $15 million. You get there because you created it, right? And you're gonna
Right,
create
right.
wealth through. You have two ways to create wealth. Your income, the most money you'll ever make on any investment is not the investment itself. It's your job, right? That income you get from your job and how much you have available, right? And then you take that and then you leverage that income to build wealth, right? And the common tools are stocks and real estate. Like those are the two that I believe in. So it's like it's ETFs and mutual funds or real estate. So it's like if I have real estate, I'm gonna buy the one that I think fits my family's needs, as a roof over our head, and then benefit from the possible upside later. Because like if you don't do that, if you don't know what your family needs and you don't know what you need, and you settle right now, if you settle, you're gonna lose, in my opinion. Like if you're compromising on a school district, right, or location, you're going to put yourself at more risk, is my thought process. Like you have to know why and where you're going, and if you're okay with that compromise because your kids are graduating, you only have to drive them to school for another 2 years, right? Might be because then now you're compromising with better pricing now, and you're not looking for the upside. That could be your downsized home for when you're going into retirement. So it's just a matter of where you are in your circumstance, and you really have to understand where you want to be at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's key.
All right, cool, man. That's a good place to stop, I think. We covered a bunch of stuff. We're kind of all over the place, but essentially what's going on in the market is price corrections are happening all over the place. You just have to be diligent and do your research. Jason kind of gave us some tips on how, like what to look at, right? So investor listings, look at previous price purchase history. As an experienced realtor in that area to help you look for deals, because they're the ones that are on the ground, they know the best. And so getting in touch with a really experienced agent is like key.
Interview them, right? Interview your loan officer, interview your mortgage broker, right? Do they have a deep understanding of the programs and products? And do they understand like you as a customer and what you need, where you want to be? Because you can make the worst buying decisions with not vetting people along the way. And I think we talked about it, right? In the beginning of the video, just off, or it was off camera. Like I've worked with really bad selling agents on personal property we've acquired, and it was insane. I can't wait to one day tell you about it, but it's nuts. Like how you can see good, the bad, the ugly, and all of that could have been avoided if you just spent literally 3 minutes just talking to the person about like other things aside from rate, because literally
Mm-hmm.
like you have to have that connection, because if you don't trust the person you're working with and you literally just use them for a mortgage loan rate, there's a good chance in this market it's not going to work out in your favor long term. So who you work with is very, very important.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance, we can help you out with either of those options. Like Jason said, we're mortgage brokers. We have access to 160 different lenders and products. If you just need us for a second opinion, or if you want to, utilize our services, there's a link in the description. You can schedule a one-on-one call with us. It's free, no pressure, just clarity. All right, so if you made it this far into the video, we really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not. Give us a like, give us a comment. Anything that you do to interact with the algorithm helps a ton, and we really appreciate it. That's it for today. We hope you guys got a lot out of it, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.